The Royal Mint is churning out coin after coin, some of which are going parabolic and are major successes. It's an exciting and interesting time to be a coin collector of Royal Mint products. There's also some negative connotations for the amount of coins that they are producing, wallet fatigue, coin flipping, and the negativity that comes along with that. We're going to talk about those and much more as we enjoy some of the latest and greatest Royal Mint products, fresh back from grading. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Now over the last couple of weeks, months and even years to be honest, there has been a noticeable uptick in the number of proof releases from the Royal Mint. It seems like every week there's something new, and indeed some weeks there are multiple releases, like we saw this last week with the 10 coin sets for Queen's Beasts, the 2-ounce completer. I think there was a Music Who coin as well, whole host of different things, and it does seem like the Royal Mint is just churning out coins after coins after coins, which has not gone unnoticed within the coin collecting community, the coin flipping community, and general kind of investing in coins and precious metals. It's both good and bad, and I want to talk today about some of the different opinions that I and other people have shared on various different social media platforms. Maybe the Royal Mint will hear this, hear some of the feedback, take it on board, but at the same time, I'm kind of on their side with a lot of these releases. There's a bunch of brand new ones in here that I have sent off for grading recently, which I'll showcase as we go throughout the video. Please do remember, if you're enjoying though, to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I will be, by the way, making a whole video, excuse me, losing my voice, on the whole grading process, which I did self-grading. That's going to come out at a separate time, but for the now, we're going to just have a look at some of these awesome coins as we go. So it is very noticeable that there is a big uptick in the number of coins being released from the Royal Mint, and to a certain extent as well, they are cashing in on various successful series that have gone by in the past. The Queen's Beasts are no exception. All you've got to look at is the fact that they even came out with something called the Completer coin earlier this year, and this, by the way, is the 2-ounce silver proof that came out just this last week. And that's again an example of, well, they had the 1-ounce silver proof to go with these 1-ounce silver proofs that were created along the way, and now they've got a 2-ounce silver proof. Where does it stop? Is there going to be a 10-ounce silver proof? Kilo. Those releases haven't happened yet. They probably will. Is the Royal Mint just kind of stringing the series along because it was super successful? Yeah, to a certain extent you could argue that and see that. Am I particularly bothered about that? Not massively so, considering how good these completer coins look, and also, to be honest, how well they're performing financially. And that is in itself part of the problem here that we are seeing as a community. There is this huge uptick now for popularity on special coins that are doing very well financially. All you've got to do is take a look at, I think it started mostly with the Great Engravers coins. Yes, there were other coins that did very well, and I've certainly flipped my fair share of Royal Mint coins in the past and made money on them, but none had ever seen what was going on with things like the Great Engravers series, the first being the Una and the Lion. And then from my sort of observations since that time, there has been this huge calamitous increase in interest from coin flippers. Almost every single release out there seems to want to be the next Three Graces or the next Una and the Lion, and there are a lot of coin flippers that are taking advantage of the volume of coin releases from the Royal Mint, which are in themselves kind of affecting collectors. So that's the next little thing I want to focus on. The volume of these coin releases coming out does put a little bit of an annoyance in my mind, somewhat for wallet fatigue. Basically, if you are somebody who wants to kind of collect anything and everything that comes out from the Royal Mint, of course the uptick in the volume of stuff that they're producing is going to have an impact. For me, I am very much not in the camp of buying anything and everything from the Royal Mint, and indeed pretty much every Monday morning now, because there seems to be a release coming out nearly every week, I log onto my PC and I have the Royal Mint's website on my home page, and that's something I would recommend to anybody who wants to keep a watchful eye on this. I get a lot of feedback as to saying, how do you always seem to get the coins out there straight away? it's simply because I'm there first thing on a Monday morning and other days of the week as well. You know, if they have a new product coming out, they put this queue system in from about 8:30, something like that, UK time. And then you just stay there, you just get in the queue and you see what's up and you make a snap decision when things go live. So there is definitely an element of kind of wallet fatigue going around for this. But to be honest, for me, it's just about working out what is right in terms of collecting. For me, there's also a little bit of a head for me on there about coin flipping. Now, coin flipping is a contentious subject, and it's one that's been contentious for a while. I remember back about 4 years ago, there was a really hot release. I think it was the 2017 200th anniversary Prestucci Sovereign. And at the time, I had only been going on YouTube for just under a year, and I was on the Silver Forum as well. And I remember I bought the Sovereign, the really popular one that was basically doubling in price almost from release to next day, you know, and I put it up for sale. I put it, you know, up for sale on the Silver Forum at a high price. Nobody snapped and bought it on the Silver Forum. In fact, in all honesty, I got a couple of private messages from various people saying that it was in poor taste that I would buy it and then immediately look to sell it on the Silver Forum or other platforms just to make a profit. And that kind of hasn't changed in a certain way, and to a certain extent, I get that more now. I have evolved more from being a coin flipper of these wonderful proofs to a collector of them over this last sort of 4 or 5 years of collecting, and I get it. I really do get it now. And when you see somebody who, and to a certain extent, I'm guilty of this with this Three Graces, because this, I didn't get the Una and the Lion. I bought this simply because I knew it was going to be valuable above and beyond what I paid for it from the Royal Mint. So to a certain extent, I get that, but also there is a time and a place for these kind of activities, and for people just basically to rub it in other people's faces that they got hold of this stuff, they don't really care about it beyond just making money on it immediately as a short-term flip. It does seem a little bit callous, it does seem a little bit mercenary, and I do get that now. But at the same time, is that really these people's problems, that person's problem, or is it the fact that the Royal Mint is just so successful? This is, by the way, the coolest coin that I've created. I absolutely love this. The 1 ounce gold Queen's Beast Griffin. PF70 as well. Now, I was not really planning on flipping this coin, but now it's come back as a PF70, and I don't have all of the others in the collection of the 1 ounce proofs. This might well end up on a coin auction site to release some of that added premium that is on there because of that. But that is part and parcel of investing in these coins. Yes, there is a collector's market that sit there and they will have these coins, and to a certain extent I will be in that category for certain releases like the Queen's Beasts. I've got these 10 now slabbed here. I've got 10 others which are unslabbed. I am sort of in my mind at the moment working out what is going to be best for me in terms of the long-term collection. I've always been a fan of buying multiples of different coins where I can. Of course, certain ones are not possible through restricted amounts that what individuals can buy from the Royal Mint, or just the fact that it might be like a 1 ounce proof gold at £2,300 a pop. But for these, I've got 2 of each. So the plan always was to have 2 of each, have a graded set and have an ungraded set, and then look to perhaps sell the ungraded set or keep the ungraded set and sell the graded set. So we don't quite know what we're going to do with these at this moment in time, but for one, I can say that they are absolutely wonderful, and they are surprisingly earning good returns. When I started the series with the lion and the unicorn here, these were almost like a little bit of a throwaway product for me. They were like, they're really nice. I think, if anything, I'll keep these for the long term rather than all the Bullion versions and all of the other bits and bobs, because they're not that expensive and they're incredibly pretty to look at. But they're now garnering really good returns. So is that the Royal Mint's fault? Is it the coin flippers' fault? Is it the market's fault? Is it the coin collectors out there that are missing out on these coins? Or what is going on? Why is there such issue at the moment with these kind of releases coming from the Royal Mint that people feel a little bit saddened by it? I think certainly there's an element of wallet fatigue, and this kind of that there are jokes sort of bandied around which I think are quite apt, really, that the Royal Mint seems to be having brand new releases that come out, and then you get another release the next day, which is like, a privy mark, or a reverse frosted proof, or a slightly different size, or the premium proofs. Gosh, they've had premium proof releases of various different coins, like the Britannia this year as well. So, you know, there are definitely bits of feedback to pass on to the Royal Mint to say, you know, there are brilliant coins that are coming out that are wonderful, that people absolutely love, and that collectors will want as well. But also, you know, there are salty moments for various different collectors out there that think that ultimately all the Royal Mint is doing is cashing in on success. And you've got to look at the Queen's Beast series as an example of that. When you see the completer coin that came out, which is wonderful, it's lovely, and we'll talk a little bit about that just a moment, and I'll do a separate video on this whole coin at a later date. But this came out and it was incredibly well received by some and incredibly ill received by others. The ones that didn't like it were just sort of moaning that the Royal Mint is cashing in on the success of the Queen's Beast series. For me, personally, I think this is an incredible way to complete the series. That's the whole point, this complete a coin. Yes, it's frustrating that, you know, coin collection boxes don't have the 11th slot for this. It was never necessarily planned for people to have an 11th coin in the Queen's Beast series. But I'm not bothered by it. I'm not bothered by it at all. I think it's a wonderful coin to collect, and even a wonderful coin to invest in and to flip. You just got to look at the second-hand market for this 2-ounce complete coin in this last week at £180 issue price. These are now selling 450, 600. I've even seen some sell for over £600, which is an absolutely mad price for a 2-ounce silver proof coin from the Royal Mint. It's not necessarily gone quite as parabolic as the engravers coins. This one here probably going to garner over £1,000 for whenever I sell it, but you know, wonderful stuff coming out from the Royal Mint. So I don't necessarily mind if the Royal Mint continues to produce high quality, sought after products. Ultimately, I've always said along my journey for proof coin purchasing that it is not the safest market to get into. There is very much a high risk element for these type of coins, and like I said at the start, when I was buying these, it was very much as a kind of throwaway almost investment. I would never really have envisaged them doing very well, but they seem to have done exceptionally well over this last year. They've picked up in value. These earlier releases are going for £150, £200 in graded forms. They are absolutely in demand, and of course they're not easy to come by with only thousands of mintages rather than tens of thousands. So there's definitely elements to feedback to the Royal Mint to say, you know, be careful about what you're releasing and how much, and to make sure that your customer base is not PO'd, but also at the same time, to those out there who just bemoan the Royal Mint for producing coins, which is ultimately what their job is, you know, they are producing wonderful looking coins that are brilliant. And in terms of the wallet fatigue side of things, there's absolutely no reason why anybody should and would be buying every single release from the Royal Mint. And if there's something that you don't like or something that you can't afford, then just don't buy it. That's, I guess, the feedback on that side of things. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, which was, it's just slipped my mind. What was it? I'm really confused now. It was going to be about something to do with the coins. Something to do with coins, of course, because that's what I'm talking about. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was how people get hold of these coins, and to avoid kind of, you know, I see a lot of people who miss out on certain releases like these 2-ounce Queen's Beast proof completers and various others, and people really get a little bit annoyed that they, you know, got the newsletter notification 5 hours after everything's sold out. So as I said at the start of the video, my best advice is to just go and get in the habit of checking the Royal Mint's website every morning. Monday mornings seem to be the most popular release date, or day of the week, I should say. Make sure that you're on there. Keep an eye out as well through their banner page, because sometimes you'll see a couple of days in advance a new banner that comes out, and then you'll be able to maybe get an indication of what's coming out. When you do get the Qt sort of looking page, there's also in the URL at the top on a web client anyway, maybe not on the mobile, but on a web client, right at the top in that URL page, you'll often see the name of the coin set that's coming out. So when I logged in this Monday morning, I saw at 8:30 in the morning it said 2-ounce Queen's Beasts. So that was all. No, it was a Queensby sets. Sorry, it was. So that was almost sort of an immediate thing to me to say, right, this is one I want to pay attention to. When I see things that come up and they go The Who or Music's Legends or something, that's not a series I'm collecting. That's not a series I'm interested in. It's just something I'd ignore. But when it says like Queensby sets, that's a big one for me. So definitely worth paying attention to the Royal Mint's website. That's my best piece of advice. Another one, just to quickly end on the misconception that people with account managers get heads up about these releases. I can attest 100% to the fact that that is not the case. And whilst you might see people like myself and others that are seemingly always getting these releases, it has absolutely nothing to do with having an account manager. It is very much about your own volition to go out there and find these releases when they are put up there. When they get there, get the front of the queue if you can. It's a lottery, it's luck. It really has absolutely nothing to do with the account managers. They might give you an indication that at some point in the future there will be a coin of interest, but they will definitely not tell you exactly where, when and how to get them, and they certainly won't put ones aside to give to the account holdees. That's my experience anyway. So that is my feedback on the volume and quality of coins from the Royal Mint at the moment. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions, so please feel free to let me know down in the comment section. A reminder as well, if you've enjoyed the video, to hit that thumbs up button. If you like these coins, if you like the Royal Mint coin experience, then hit the thumbs up button. Otherwise, if you want to see videos on things like the grading results, and I'll talk all about how that went and the grading process and self-grading as well, which is very different to perhaps other things that you might have seen for grading through other people, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. In addition, we're going to be talking about the 2-ounce Queensbeast completer coin in its own right at a later date, so there are very many different videos to talk about and to enjoy. So we'll see you on the next one. Thank you all for watching. Have a great week ahead, and as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment and subscribe for more.